Peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the Pope. The Pope. Yes, the Pope. Now, a lot of us know about white supremacy, right? But a lot of us don't really know the origins of white supremacy. So I'm here to tell you today the origins of white supremacy. Now, some of us are familiar with the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages, some say, is a period between like 500 AD all the way up to like the 16th, 1800s. The time frame kind of like changes, depends on the historian. But the point of the matter is this: that in the 1400s, the Pope issued a decree that Christians had the right to go out and persecute non-Christians and to commit them to perpetual servitude. Perpetual servitude. And this is a decree issued by the Pope in the 1400s. Now we know nothing grows in Europe. Europe was a wasteland, a place that nothing grew there. Eventually the Caucasian people were gonna die. So they grew desperate. Desperation can cause you to do a lot of things that you don't want to do, or to survive. And we see that in the hood from day-to-day basis, what desperation causes people to do. So my point is, white folks was desperate. The Pope issued this decree, and if the decree was mainly effective towards the Spanish and the Portuguese. These were one of like the first colonies to kind of like go out and like actually like start like this trade market about to slavery and stuff like that. If you notice in history, Columbus went to the Spaniards to get ships from them for their voyage. So yes, this was a Pope decree. There's a Pope decree that he issued that kind of like had the white folks in Europe, set out and commit these atrocious acts against non-whites and non-Christians predominantly. So this is the root of white supremacy. This is the root of colonialism. This is like the root of all these things that we are suffering from today. So it is very important. And a lot of people gonna like refute this, and they're gonna be like, oh no, but look it up. Anything I tell you, look it up. The information is there. We have access to it. We're having a conversation. I'm forcing these tough conversations with people. Look it up. This is not something made up. The Pope issued this. The Pope actually sanctioned white supremacy. That shit is like crazy. Christianity again. So my point in saying this is that we have to know the history of our captors. We have to know the history of the system that we are currently living under. And unfortunately, we don't. And I'm gonna give us a few tips on how we can like work towards our liberation. First, I encourage you to know yourself. And by knowing yourself, it's knowing who your people are. Knowing who your people are. And I'm not talking about just researching Egypt or other African civilizations. No, know who you are. Who are you a descendant of? Who are your people? What were their language before English? Know these things are very vital. Know what was their culture, their customs, their beliefs. This is very vital to your existence. Know who your people are. That's one. Two, know who the enemy is. The white folks know everything there is to know about black people, and we don't really know much about them. They have studied us. They have studied us. They have went to Africa, conducted many studies of culture, our governance, a whole bunch of different things about us. They know us in and out. We need to know who they are. I encourage you to know who these people are. Three, know what was the culture, what was what was like the landscape of Africa before colonialism. Know how did they engage with one another, and learn what was like their way of lives. There's many different tribes, there's many different stuff going on in Africa. I encourage you to learn what was going on in Africa before colonialism. And I guarantee you, your outlook on the life that we are living in right now will definitely change. I guarantee you, because it definitely has made a change in my life. So with that being said, we got homework to do, people. We got homework to do. And they said knowledge is power. No wonder they charge us for education, because a lot of us ain't got money to pay for it. to get a good education. We don't got money to pay for a good education. And even when we go to their institutions, we not getting the right education. So I'm telling you, people, independent studies and research is the best form of knowledge. Talk to your ancestors too, man. Talk to your grandparents. Talk to the people that lived a long time. Talk to them. Peace.